Hello everybody and welcome. I'm glad you made it back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about this leeching miracle list that I got inspired by from my last deck analysis. Last time we looked at the SERA archetype and the last list just inspired me. So if you have missed the analysis, check it out. This is the result of me digging through a ton of decks, trying to find some interesting deck lists. So what I made here is a really interesting SERA list because you can see we have Psylocke in it, and I was seeing the card and I was like, damn, why is no one putting Psylocke into any SERA lists? Psylocke would allow you to play SERA on turn 4, which means you can gain the value of the SERA effect over 2 full turns. But you can also include cards like Leech, because if you play Psylocke on turn 3, you have 5 mana, allowing you to play SERA on turn 4, and then you can drop Leech for 4 mana on the 5th turn, or you can do it the other way around and drop Leech on the 4th turn for 5 mana and play SERA on the 5th turn like you would normally do. And this list just looks really interesting to me. I don't know why. This is kind of intriguing. So today we're going to play test it and we will see how it goes. So one notable last thing, there is Bast in this list because I feel like Bast just has some value, right? If it hits Angela, it's pretty good. If it hits Psylocke, it's also really good. And you can also hit Mysterio and Bishop. If you hit Mysterio with it, all of the free cards will have free power, which is really good, allowing you to drop Mysterio on the last turn if you have Bishop on the field for a staggering 10 power. So that is a really strong combo there. Maybe it is not the right way to go about this kind of shell, but I thought this will be really fun, and today we're gonna play it. So let's jump right into the games. Alright, our first opponent is El Makara. He has the cloak icon, maybe he's playing a move deck. And there you have it, guys, a Psylocke start and a Leech in hand. We can drop Bast right now. I will drop him into the Central Park just because there is the bar with no name as the hot location right now. We don't want to spread power into unknown locations just in case it's one of the locations you want to have less power in. Get an Electro, pretty interesting. So, I think our opponent got really unlucky. He left, sadly, because this would be the perfect game to show you guys an early Leech or maybe a SERA if you draw into it. Let's jump right into the next one. Alright, our next opponent is a name that I am not able to read. Probably some Kyrillian letters. There is the Nexus. Bast has absolutely no value right now, so we are not going to play him. Next turn I'm looking to play Sentinel. There is a Leech. Now if we drop Psylocke, we can play Leech early. Hopefully we draw into SERA and Psylocke, that will be really nice. And there is an Elysium. Now things get crazy really quickly. Alright, I think we have to... I think we will play another Sentinel. I think we will drop the cards into the right lane. We don't want to fill up this location too quickly with cards that have less power than we might get later down the line. Alright, She-Hulk from our opponent slammed right into the Nexus. And I think we will play Leech this turn. We will Leech and play Angela. Next turn there is still a chance of drawing SERA. That would be amazing because then we could... Damn, our opponent plays Leech as well. Interesting. That is really interesting. So we both Leech. There is a Mysterio. Sadly, we cannot play Bast anymore. And everything else has lost its effects. I would have loved to Shang-Chi on the Nexus lane. Alright, let's see. Let's get some more Sentinels in our hand. This will still allow us to draw a card. Ooh, that is really good for us. That is insanely good. And that's why you want to have Scarlet Witch in almost all of your decks. I think we are going to abandon the Nexus here, because there is no way we can win this lane. If our opponent has a Cosmo, we are screwed. If there is no Cosmo, we have a pretty good chance actually, because he will not contest these two lanes, he will focus himself on the left. We have leeched his hand, so maybe the Cosmo has lost its effect. And just because we can, we will play the most amount of power we can into the Nexus, even if it's removed. And I think we have a really good chance of actually winning this. Our opponent has snapped, already thinking that he has securely locked up this game. But I think we have a really good chance of winning here, so I'm gonna snap as well. We are going to end the turn. I think if you have snapped, you can just continue forward, and we will see. Is Scarlet Witch enough to win this game? Yes, it is, because of course our opponent plays into the Nexus, but he loses all of the power he spread, or he focused on the lane, because of Scarlet Witch. Such a nice flexible card, securing us the game. We will watch a million Sentinels fly in our hand, and we will celebrate this spicy 8 cube win. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty intense. But our opponent underestimated his chances, or overestimated his chances of winning here. And we secured the win, even though we haven't drawn SERA. I mean, we kinda have with Elysium down in the locations, but this was a really nice game. Let's jump right into the next one. Right, Gerald of Rizia is our next opponent. He got infinite in the Zabu season. We have a Kamartage. I mean, playing Bast here is not too bad. We get Mysterio enabled, and we cannot really hope for drawing more cards that would benefit. Of course, now that I said that, the next card will be a card. No, actually it's not. It is a Scarlet Witch. I don't know what to do here. If this location is the bar with no names, it would be very bad to play into it. I feel like I will play Sentinel into the Kamartage just once. That way we have 2 of those. Alright, it is the bar with no name, so luckily we haven't played in there. We can play into the bar with no name and then transform the location with Scarlet Witch, just to surprise our opponent. And I think I will do that. I will play the Killmonger here, destroy his sunspot, and then later down the line my opponent thinks he has already won this lane, and then I will transform it. So I will remove Bast from this location and his sunspot, and he played a Titania onto the Kamartage. Sadly we cannot remove that one. So what are we going to do now? I think the way to go is to set up the middle location as well. We will do that by playing Angela and Sentinel, so that way we have a really nice setup for the last turn. And we will be very flexible because we can transform this one and actually win it. And we can play some extra cards into the Oscorp Tower location to secure that one and win this one as well. Or we can try to contest the Camartage. Now the question is, where will I play Leech? And I think I will play it into the bar with no name. I feel like the good thing about this is that our opponent cannot really contest the bar with no name. If he plays something big in there, suspecting me to change it, I will just leave it the way it is. So my opponent really has no chance of contesting this lane. 10 power Atuma, that's a pretty strong card. If you draw Shang-Chi, we can get rid of it. There is a bishop. So what is the play on this turn? Is it bishop? And maybe it is. Maybe it is. Alright, on the last turn we can play 3 2-drops. Will that be enough? I think we really want to contest the middle lane now. So we will play a Sentinel into the Camartage, I guess. Alright, Professor X played into the bar with no name, securing it to be a draw. We get the Titania jumping back to us, and now we draw the SERA. Actually too late to be happy about that. Alright, the question is, how do we win this game? Alright, we have priority. I think we can gamble on transforming this lane. It will be transformed twice, and then we can add a Sentinel here. I mean, the problem is, if we play a card into here, the Titania will jump. The problem is, if our opponent plays a card here, then the Titania will also jump. If my opponent goes full in on the middle, then he is just gambling on winning the tiebreaker. So what is my opponent going to do? I think he will play to both lanes. But if he does not do that, he just outplayed me. Let's see. Yeah, he played into both lanes. So first, ooh, that's really good for me because I will have more cards here. I'm pretty sure we lose the middle, but we should win the left lane. Right, armor added here. And the lizard. And it is a miracle, but we win all of the 2 lanes. Or both of the lanes, sorry. I really did not expect this turn of events. This was really unexpected as well. Seeing Professor X in his list. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the last turn was kind of tricky, but it was really fun to figure that one out. Let's jump right into the next game. Alright, we have Freddy playing as a Deadpool. We have a really nice draw. I like it. We have the Psylocke. We are missing our 2 pieces that we want to ramp into. But that's fine. Yondu hitting the Sentinel. I'm fine with hitting the Sentinel. Alright, then we are already looking really good. I will play Angela into the nowhere. And then I will play Psylocke into this unknown location probably. Yeah, my opponent has Killmonger. It is most likely. Yeah, this is really unlucky because this kind of defeats the purpose of running Psylocke. I'm not gonna lie. So I will not play her now. Alright, we have a really strong scaling team on the nowhere. So that means let's get to figure out how we will win this one. So the first thing we can do is we can play into the bar with no name as if we misplay, and then later down the line we transform it again. Alright, Bucky Barnes. We will play into the bar with no name here. Alright, so we have drawn Mysterio. So the play now is to play Leech. That will disable his staff on the last turn. So I think he will... Yeah, that's a she... Yeah, he wanted to play She-Hulk and Death on the last turn here, so that's a Death Wave deck. Alright, so my opponent will try and win this lane. This lane alone. And the problem is we cannot really contest the lane. We can only play one card. And we cannot play Shang-Chi, and sadly we have priority as well. So this would have been really... This is really bad for us. Even though we leash his hand. So what does that mean? Does that mean he also is only able to play one card? So that means if he is only able to play Death or She-Hulk, so 12 stats, right? We assume 12. So you have to beat 13. So this will add 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 here. So we can win with the Mysterio play. Let's see. Alright, it is the Mysterio onto the left lane. And Mysterio reveals and we have more power. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, smash the sub and the like button. Maybe leave a comment down below. If you have missed the analysis where I checked out all the amazing SERA lists that have inspired me to play this deck, check out that video. With that being said, Lenny out.